Hey everybody, welcome to a new episode of Meme Boys featuring a call-in from your beloved Shortbus Murphy.
Shortbus Murphy, who is exactly what you thought he'd be.
Yeah, he Skyped in from his basement. Don't worry, he had bongos. And he was a lot of fun. We had a good time. I think you guys are going to dig it. He's got some shows coming up. Hear about that later in the episode. There will be links for all those down in the show notes below. Snark Week is nigh. It is coming up next week.
Nigh as fuck, starting on Monday.
Yeah, the
7 days, 7 shows, plus 7 more bonuses on the Patreon.
Yep.
And you're going to hear a little later in the episode who we got locked in for it. But this is going to be a fun one, fellas.
Yeah, guys, we'll have guests on all the bonuses, and a lot of your favorites are coming back. We got some fun surprises planned. And, of course, the 7 bonus episodes. So 14 podcasts in 7 days available for only $5 to watch 3 people grow to hate their best
I
friends.
love telling people we're doing that, and they just go, why? And I can never give them any good answer other than because it's funny that it'll suck.
Because we thought of it.
Well, the sucking is part of it that people don't understand.
Here's the problem. Snark and shark rhyme, and that was the beginning and the end of the plan.
Pretty much, yeah.
I was like, we could justify an okay pun at the expense of our
It was basically last year Connor went, how do I take Christmas off?
And we're doing it again this year.
Yeah, so jump on the Patreon to follow all of the Snark Week goodness happening, $5 a month, of course, for the weekly bonus content, daily bonus content during Snark Week, and $10 a month for your monthly goodies. This month we got a Ramon button. It's the Ramones logo, but it's our names. He's holding a sledgehammer and a dildo. There are 666s instead of arrows.
I love it.
Dude, this is probably the most compliments I've gotten on a piece of Meme Boys art. Fucking excellent work.
Sure. So that'll be mailed to you. I've already ordered them. They're en route. And also for the $25 people, we're making beanies. We've purchased custom tags and beanies. We'll be making a sweatshop in my room at some point to assemble all of them, and they look pretty bitchin'. So I'll tweet out some of those designs. Those are going out in all the $25 boxes from the last couple months, which are going out soon, and all future ones while supplies last. And we'll have a link where you can buy them if you want. But yeah, they're going to be really cool. I'm actually really fucking excited.
I'm so stoked.
They look
on
sick
them.
as fuck.
Yeah,
I'm gonna wear the shit out of those things.
Check those out, and the merch store will all be updated in time for Snark Week and Christmas and all that. But yeah, enjoy this week's episode with Shortbus Murphy. He talks a little bit about our friend and Discord moderator, Alexis Filth, her new podcast called The Violet Wanderers, which is on iTunes. Haven't listened to it, but I assume it's good. You know, that's the ultimate stamp of approval is, I bet you're doing something fun over there.
And she's had some Meme Boys. Ramsey's been on it. Isaac Hirsch has been on it.
Oh, wow, the big guns.
We should probably do it at some point, I'm sure.
Nah, it's too familiar.
All right, well, I'll do it.
Of course I'll do it. So yeah, go listen to that. Fuck with us on Reddit. Our Meme Boys get involved in the conversation on the Discord channels where you can go complain about your boring factory job to other boring factory job workers across the world.
Yeah.
And
there's a fun thing going on in the Discord now. If you guys like the Battle Royale we did a while back, Alexis is doing that as an RPG D&D situation, and it's actually very funny so far.
So if you are terrified of anyone touching your dick, go join the Discord. And leave us a review on iTunes. We've hit our 400 review goal. The Keith's Mom episode is dropping on Christmas.
My mom did. I was just in Fresno for the holidays, and she did show me around the Winnebago where we will be recording the episode.
And we will be doing a walking tour. We're gonna do it like a 60 minutes piece on Michael Jackson.
Yeah, 100%.
In his later days.
I'll have to bust out the GoPro.
Ooh, here's.
Oh, you're going pro.
Yeah, this is the Winco she steals from. Wow, they're just like us, these stars.
Look at this pile of dogs.
Yeah, this guy writes, I found joy, 5 stars, by Red Burr. The joy I've been missing from this podcast was the pre-pee-pee poo-poo hour. I wish the best of luck to you guys, but I'm done. 5 stars for all the joy you used to give me. See, that's how you abandon ship, guys. What a gentleman.
That guy really gave us one more fuck for the road. That was sweet of you.
Yeah, wow, what a guy. So, you can go leave us a condescending iTunes review about our performance if you'd like.
Or leave us a review and keep listening to the show.
Nah, I don't care what you do. You know, we got free will.
Yeah.
But that's about it. So all you got to do now is sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's episode with a very... I don't know.
Lugubrious, probably.
Yeah, sure. No, I wouldn't say he's lugubrious.
I don't know what
He
that
seems
word
like
means.
a nice guy. Lugubrious is like you. It's a word.
Honest, it sounds like a fat adjective.
It's a word that was designed. Well, first of all, just the word, the when you say it sounds round in your mouth. It sounds like a big sphere made of butter, and it means just kind of shifty and horny and deceitful. Yeah,
deceitful.
Yeah. It's it's got a negative connotation. So, with the magnanimous Shortbus Murphy, here he is. Hey everybody, welcome to the Mean Boys Podcast, brought to you by Four Loko, the official beverage of the full moon. I'm Connor McSpadden.
I'm Keith Carey.
I'm Tom Goss.
And I'm
Hagrid's disappointing nephew.
Welcome Shortbus Murphy, live via Google Hangouts.
What's up?
Wait, I thought this was Skype.
No, this is a Google Hangout. It's
What
like
is Google Hangout?
it's a
No,
Skype for poor
Skype
people.
would have actually worked, and you wouldn't have to be looking at me.
Wait, Skype is free.
Is it? I read somewhere that I would have to pay to do what we're doing here, so I just did a Google Hangout.
I mean, I haven't used it in
I
years.
did it free with Alexis and Ian, so I mean,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's great
Skype,
seeing...
not anything else. Anything
hey.
else I'm not doing for free with them.
Here's the important thing. Thanks for pointing out what I did wrong after we've already began the podcast.
It's great seeing where you... It's great seeing where you live because you live in a place that looks like what people think our house looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just this
exactly.
terrifying bare basement with an ominous set of bongos in the background.
I mean, we won't we're not going to post any pictures of you or anything. We're not going to use your government name, Murph. But yeah, seeing you in real life is, oh man, it is so much more than I could have hoped for. You want to
Yeah,
explain?
pretty
You want
much-
to take a second and explain the ambiance we're looking at right now? Just your living situation.
Well, I mean, I'm in my basement of my giant house where I live with a big backyard and stuff, so it's not that sketchy. But like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I'm
Right,
down in
we're
my
in
basement.
just this rectangle of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, you went to the sketchy place to make us feel more at home?
Did you walk around your house and go, what would be the most upsetting tableau for the Mean Boys to see?
So are you recording
I
this
got-
before or after the old guy from the Shawshank Redemption hangs himself on that thing behind you?
Yeah, it's like I feel like just out of frame, there's an entire shelf of just bleach.
I mean, kind of. up there. I'm in my basement. I mean, like exposed wood stuff over here. To my left is my girlfriend's pot smoking table. To my right is a pair of tie-dye bongos and a keyboard.
I feel like you own more than one of that poncho you're wearing, too, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, man. Well, thanks for being on the show, man. Tell a lot of people know you from past mailbag confessions of terrible behavior, but you want to just briefly explain what you're all about, what your deal is?
Yeah, could you Cliff Notes us what you've contributed to the show so far? Because you are one of our favorite
you're a top
extended
contributor.
universe characters for sure.
I know pretty much like me and Alexis and Ian and fucking the buffoon from the lagoon just like forced ourselves into being your like Howard Stern whack pack.
I know, I love it. That's what I've wanted to happen.
But my name's Shortbus Murphy, which is kind of a misnomer because I actually don't drive a short bus anymore. I used to.
Okay.
But,
You only have to
like,
drive it once to get the name.
Yeah, that's like that's
You
like
earned it.
that's like being shits his pants, Kevin. It's only got to happen on one band field trip.
Yeah, but no, I'm a dude from the Northeast and formerly of Florida. I mean, obviously, who I work with people with developmental disabilities. Used to drive a short bus. Got MRSA in my eye one time and nearly went blind.
Oh fuck, dude. Yeah, I know all about Mercer. That shit stinks.
Yeah, it wasn't any fun, man. I mean, it was fun getting it because I got it off this dirty bitch I used to date, but
Yeah,
Did you fuck a girl who had MRSA in her vagina while you were fucking?
Yeah, that's where I got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I
I
got
thought you put it there.
I put it in another one.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Because
You
I
were the
didn't.
host monkey.
I didn't know. Yeah. I was fucking patient zero for South Orange County's fucking MRSA outbreak back in
millennial
2012.
herpes over here.
Well, it's more of the
Yeah.
millennial plague, you know.
Man, I
pretty
will say-
much, yeah. No, that happened to us too, because like me and a bunch of my buddies, we all kind of fucked the same girls, and after a while, we had it. I never went to like a doctor and got diagnosed that I had MRSA. Like somebody who had fucking kids and insurance did that. I just fucking like figured, okay, if you got that and it looks like this, that's what I got.
Well, yeah, you're like, I got to be draining something here. I mean, this isn't.
These are not normal fat guy boils.
I'm not-
This is a different thing I'm working with.
I'm not
here.
getting bit every night by spiders from the Harry Potter universe, so I think I have MRSA.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, man.
Fucking no, but other than that, fucking I don't know. I'm kind of a musician. I play gigs around my local area, book comedy shows sometimes. Fucking.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm just One time I definitely told a story that I think you guys thought I was confessing to some serious criminality, and I definitely was not, but you guys have to go download Alexis and Ian's Violet Wanderers podcast to get the full story.
Oh, okay.
I remember that incident. Yeah, where we couldn't hear the voicemails that good at that point.
Yeah.
So we only kind of heard bits and pieces. We're like, I think this guy's the devil?
Yeah.
We went back and figured it out later.
If you can only hear every third word of a Shortbus Murphy story, the dots you're connecting don't paint any kind of flattering picture. So that was our bad.
Yeah, no, I fucking usually it was like real late at night, fucking come in off a night shift and be like, well, fuck, I guess I'm gonna tell this fucked up story, and then realize afterwards I like gloss out like 10 details, but no.
Yeah, that's our caller's favorite thing to do is tell a horrifying story drunk that's something their friend did.
Yeah, and then make none of the information particularly clear, so we just have this weird haiku of bad events to sort of
and then we're
decipher.
Like, okay, according to this, Ruth Bader Ginsburg's dead? Like, we don't know really.
We always have to like speculate in between the lines and be like, is our listener like a charming rogue or a rapist?
Yeah.
It was all on the up and up. The reason I was like kind of like fucking hinty about it was because like technically I'm not supposed to tell people about that because like HIPAA laws and shit.
Right.
Which is why I had to have you untag me on Facebook.
Yeah, that was such an amazing like circle of events where you like paid to be on the show. Then we put you on, and then you immediately were like, "Don't tell anyone it's me." It's such a weird thing.
I'll get to some plugs later. I'm doing this on behalf.
Actually, let's
of JT
talk about let's
totally
plug the show now in case so we don't forget about it later, and because people skip the extra.
Yeah, I've got one date that I'm booking here in my shithole town, Messina, New York. JT Habersatt, if you guys are familiar, fucking altercation punk comedy tour.
Okay.
He opens for like Stanhope and stuff, and he's part of that whole circle. But
fuck it,
nice.
Yeah, I mean, I can read off a bunch of tour dates, but December 3rd, he's playing my town, Messina, New York, at the Del Mar at 8 p.m. Jay Shanoyan opening, as excellent comic out of New Hampshire, wherever the fuck. But,
cool, man. Well,
nice.
Yeah, if you guys are in the upstate New York area, go to these shows and deal with
Yeah,
Shortbus.
party with
Yeah,
Mr. Bus.
check it out. Yeah, tweet the link at us or whatever, and we'll retweet it. So people can see
I will, man. I'm gonna try to make some magic with that because if any fucking like Mean Boys fans check out JT Habersatt or whatever, like he's definitely in the wheelhouse. Punk rock dude.
No, look, no promises because we can barely get him to show up to anything. But I mean, I think if we didn't go to upstate New York, so if you're around, go enjoy a nice satellite get together.
Yeah, I know people have been yelling at us to go upstate for a while.
Yeah, that'd be fucking rad.
Yeah.
And so how was Alexis's podcast? We should plug that, the Violet Wanderers, which is a pretty good name considering I know what that sex toy is.
Yeah.
I didn't have any fucking clue when I went on it. I had to figure that out later. I was like, I thought they just said Violet Wanderers. I was like, what does that mean?
It took me a second to figure out what that meant because I knew what a violet wand was, but my brain didn't click it. So I heard that name and I'm like, what kind of like all poetry nickname bullshit? And I'm like, oh no, it's for fuck shock.
Yeah.
It just sounds like people who like drop acid and listen to Prince.
Yeah. No, that's for.
It's like every day is 1999.
Well, that's for electrocuting your transgender husband after a long day of living in a Bruce Springsteen song. Which is Alexis's life from when she clocks in to when she clocks out, Nebraska. As soon as she gets home, it's fucking erotic city.
That's why me and her get along so well.
I like the idea.
The podcast is good. Check it out. But it fucking if you don't like pro wrestling, just skip over the middle 20 minutes.
That's a disclaimer that should be at the front of most podcasts. I
feel like most conversations you have as well. Yeah, that I'm going to talk about Bret Hart energy.
Yeah,
yeah, probably.
How was your Thanksgiving? You do anything fun, man?
No, not really. Fucking went to my girlfriend's fucking family's house. I fucking worked all day. I don't know. I got a real job. They pay me fucking like stupid amount of money to work holidays. I get like $60 an hour to do nothing. So
have you ever had a turducken?
What? Hey,
yeah, I am familiar.
What?
Wait, he's familiar. You said turdunkin, like Dunkin' Donuts. Do you know what he's talking about, Murph?
No,
I know what turdunkin.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute.
Do you mean a turducken?
Is that when you put a turkey?
Yes.
Wait, is that when you put a turkey?
Yes.
No, that's when you put a turkey inside Duncan Trussell. And he's like, wow, this turkey used to be a baby. It's crazy.
It's like we're all the turkey.
Dude.
Duncan Trussell British now? What?
We're not good at voices.
That was Russell
Bro
Brand, dude.
impressions.
I don't really know that much about him. He seems like a nice guy.
100% not British.
I'm Ringo in this.
Every time I hear him, he's just like, yeah, wow. Like, kind of like, no, what space is big.
I just picture that her Duncan is just Tom shoved a whole iced coffee up a turkey's asshole.
Yeah. He's got a Dunkin' Donuts Girl Scout flavored iced coffee that's inside of a dead animal. And he's like,
Did you guys get it?
I don't know what a turducken
No.
is, but I can tell you all about a shit Hortons.
what's a shit Hortons?
I was just fucking around. Tim Hortons because I'm near Canada. We don't fuck with Duncan over here.
Hey, get out of here with the Canadian bullshit.
Man,
Listen, Tim Hortons is the far superior. I will fight you.
Dude, I was so excited to go to Tim Hortons when I was out on the East Coast, and I went, and it kind of sucked.
Yeah. Did we go to the same one at that gas station between
Yeah, but I
Detroit
went to
and
another
Cleveland?
one, too.
Okay.
And yeah, I thought it was going to be better, but I still think Dunkin' is better.
I don't know. They just took my favorite breakfast thing off the menu, so they can go suck my ass. But,
Yeah,
I mean,
suck your ass, breakfast.
Here's what I like about this podcast so far is we're like, all right, we got this guy. He's had a crazy life, works with the developmentally disabled, short bus operator. Let's see where he's at on regional coffee chains. That's going to blow us off the map.
Well, like, I fucking went in deep on some of my stories for the weird shit I've seen working because it, either is they're cutesy, happy, fun stories that totally wouldn't be appropriate for Mean Boys because you just think they're fucking gay, or they're completely gonna make you cry and fucking want to just burn the whole thing down.
It is hard to find one in the sweet spot of gross and also no one got hurt that bad.
And I will say this: we threw up that you were going to be on the episode, and we got a bunch of tweets and Facebook comments and stuff. People have some questions, so I think we're going to get into some deep short bus Murphy lore later on.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, should we?
If anybody connects the dots and figures out who I am or whatever, just be cool. Keep my name out your mouth.
I love that you think our podcast is that popular.
Being on our podcast is like going to an orgy. If the mask falls off, you didn't see nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. We got a code.
Yeah, or it's like that the subway in Spider-Man 2 where he gets all fucked up and they're like, we're going to keep this kid safe.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of happening is I've talked to the guys about a little bit about this, Murph, but I'm very excited that we're now at the point that there are Mean Boys sucks now, people out there. I'm like, whoa, I must really be doing something. They're saying I sold out.
Yeah, that's fucking. I know, I mean, you got a few of us that hit up all the different platforms and just kind of so when's Joe going to come in and do a fucking episode, you know?
I don't know, man. We'd love that, but yeah, we'll see. We get him up every once in a while, so
I think
hopefully.
One of the three of us would have to put it in our will, and then maybe he'd consider.
And then fake our debt. We do a Tom Sawyer scenario.
Yeah.
Well, here's the problem with having Joe back on the show. He's very cunning, and it's tough to get him to say his name backwards. And that was the rule we set out.
Well, then he goes back to his own tiny gay dimension, and it's a whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Goes back
God,
to
He's Mr. Dixelplitz.
Yeah. Well, you wanted to do the full show. You wanted to write some jokes and everything. I'm excited. Do you want to get
I did. It's some kind of bullshit hook fin agreement where I pay you and then I want to do all the work too. I don't know.
Yeah, how's the fence coming along, by the way?
Oh, man. Well, I think it's ready. I think we're all fired up. I think we're ready to get into the Mexican joke off.
Ay, so topical.
All right, let's do it, gang. You want to take us away, Murph?
Sure, give me 1 second to pull it up here. I ran these by my girlfriend and she didn't think they were funny, so
terrific.
I'm not
I
am
used
not
to
a
do that.
professional
It's
comedian.
a rookie mistake.
If women hate it, it's probably a good Mean Boys piece of content.
Oh yeah, dude. When I dated this girl who was just had her life together more than me, and she'd be like, "What'd you do today?" And I'd be like, "Oh man, we got this really great sketch where Karnak fucks the Pope with a tractor." And I really think it's really subtle and well done. And you just see her eyes just fucking melting in her skull. Like, what have I done? This man was inside me.
I date a girl who was a Mean Boys fan before I met her, and even I'll pitch stuff to her sometimes. She'll be like, "Shut up."
My girlfriend, I've managed to bring to see Doug Stanhope twice, and she's enjoyed it one of the times. So it's
Okay. Where'd you meet your
so-
girlfriend? Real quick, I'm curious now.
Shortbus.
I live in a small town, so it's just like you don't really meet anybody. You just kind of like know somebody, and then after a while, you're both single at the same time.
You just kind of walk into an unattended woman, like video game character.
much,
Consume.
Yeah,
Katamari
much.
Damacy loose women.
You just Kirby and single ladies.
Yeah, you just get like a letter from City Hall where it's like, oh, it's my turn for Veronica. Let's see how this works.
Pretty much, man. Pretty much.
Hell yeah!
All right. Anyway, joke. Me trying to be funny. Okay. Dean Ween will open a weed-friendly music venue in Denver next year. When asked for comment, every Ween fan replied, but what about their K-boofing policy?
Oh man, boof and K. That's one of the most hardcore things to boof. You know?
Yes.
I've
never boofed it.
Tom,
Sorry,
do
I'm
you
stepping on everybody because I can't really hear Tom. So
Oh
Tom, did
yeah.
you understand
Let's get a
any
little
of the
closer
words?
here.
I know
Murph just
Ween
said.
is both a band and a kind of cough syrup drink.
Nope.
Yeah, you're thinking of lean. Ween.
That's Elmer Fudd with
All
a
right,
lean
it's
habit.
that with the lisp.
well, yeah, well,
That's Elmer Fudd under his rap persona, Will Wayne.
yeah, well, like Ween was what Lil Pump's 5-year-old son would call it. Daddy's off that Ween, and now I live with the government.
All right, I'll go next. A man was arrested for money laundering after he put $400,000 in a washing machine, said a reporter from the Laffy Taffy Gazette. What a scoop!
All right, Cal Fire reports that the California wildfires are now 95% contained. In a related story, Cal Cage confirms that Tom Goss is still 0% contained.
Son of a bitch. Okay, so I don't know if I've said this on the air before. My original plan to get Tom in the cage is I was just going to roofie him, throw him in a cage. And then I told him, like, hey, I decided not to do this, but here's what I was going to do. And he's like, oh, you could have roofied me. I would have been mad for a minute.
Here's the thing: is I think what would happen is you would have roofied me, and then you would have had logistical issues getting me in the cage still. Somehow.
I know enough people that we could have lifted you. You're not that dense.
Yeah, I would have watched a YouTube video about how they made the pyramids, and I would have got a series of logs and dragged you into it.
Enslaved Jews to
So
move.
here, hold on. As an expert in someone with mentally deranged people who are sometimes sedated,
I really thought you were
listen,
going to say
it's-
as an expert in roofies, but go ahead.
No, I'm not Joey Diaz.
Well, yeah,
but fucking.
he went to roofie bartending school where he's like, oh, you want to see a Mexican sunset? I'll show you.
But no, the problem wouldn't so much be getting him to take the roofie or get in the cage, but when somebody needs like ambulation, you and Connor being like odd heights, it would be really hard to walk with him and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Fair point. Well,
You
my
pretty much
thought
have
was
to get
build-
him down and then cage over him.
I also
Yeah, that's what I was
wanted-
going to do. Was kind of just put the cage over his bed. Like that
Yeah,
was my
I mean,
plan.
this is it's exactly like that time we moved the piano in that black and white movie. It's going to be a disaster.
Here's the thing, Keith. You're allowed to give me the cage. Anyone who helps you is becoming my enemy.
Okay, I need you to blink when you say things like that.
Breaking news. New conditions added to thing that will never happen that we keep talking about. More every week until people stop caring.
Tom, you're up.
People still tweet about how Keith is uncageable.
Read the
or
goddamn
I'm
joke. You don't even
uncageable.
know who's going in the cage, you
A
buffoon.
German teen lost his license 49 minutes after getting it doing 90 in a 30 zone. He claimed that it was an accident. I really had to take a shit porn.
Man.
Wow.
Damn. Okay. I'm okay.
That was a long walk.
You're
It
bombing
was.
thousands of miles away.
Okay,
so,
cool.
all right, yeah, you're up, bud.
All right. Stan Lee's family is feuding with Bill Maher over his comments regarding comic books. Sources say they patched things up over their common interest, stealing material.
Man, that Bill Maher shit was it was so dumb. Like coming out like 24 hours after the guy died and being like, well, everyone who reads comics is dumb.
Oh, yeah, where he's just like, oh, I know how I'm going to stay at the top of the edgy 63-year-old white guy
He
heap.
found a way to be less likable than when he said the N-word on national television.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Is it you or me?
It's you.
All right, cool. A Buddhist monk was caught having a meth orgy in a temple. Most Buddhists want to achieve nirvana, but I guess this guy was going for Kid Rock.
Okay.
My shit is clown shoes this week.
Okay, all right. All right, so, okay, some foreign Mean Boys fans asked me in the Reddit if I would do jokes about their leaders because they feel that Australian news is not represented in the way that it ought to be for the Mean Boys podcast. So I've got 2 jokes about foreign leaders I've written for them.
Okay.
I know nothing about your made-up politics or your worthless problems.
Also, send me your news sites for your weird countries if they have interesting shenanigans.
What
happening
problems
over
are there in
there.
Australia? Just kangaroo famine?
Yeah. Okay, so the Queen...
all over the place.
Yeah. The Queen of England revealed that she eats her bananas with a knife and fork. In light of this development, my new standings are to fuck Queen Margaret II of Denmark, marry King Salman of Saudi Arabia, and murder Queen Elizabeth. Sorry, Liz, top game matters. No, so there's your fucking Queen Elizabeth joke.
Is that I wouldn't fuck her.
No, well, I would. She was fucking the fuck, marry, kill, but I found out about that banana fork eating thing, and
got
I had
knocked down.
I had to demote her. Yeah, I don't want someone eating my dick with multiple bites. You just do it in one go, like a
You don't
pelican.
have enough dick to eat with multiple bites.
It'd be like a 3-bite cookie. You ever see those?
You got a fun-sized dick, my dude.
Like,
Yeah.
you want one suck and then you come?
Your dick is like a fat kid eating an Oreo. Like, it's meant to be 2 bites, but they're going to get it done in 1 if you really want it to.
Yeah, a fat kid, a hypothetical, just fat kid. Who could that be?
Tom.
Anybody here?
Yeah, literally anybody here.
Yeah.
Or not here?
You know, like looking at Keith talk and like up close, like I expected your teeth to look much worse.
Yeah,
I was actually kind of shocked at that.
Yeah, I mean they're from.
I mean,
Well, this one is less of a tooth than it should be. There's like a big old hole in it.
well, the good thing
I
about
was
but the good thing
Sorry, go
about
ahead.
Keith is that, like, you know, I got very pale skin, so if my teeth are dingy, it shows up. Keith's skin is also just like the texture of like a used handbag,
Well-
so everything looks cleaner next to his face.
I also look the way Connor describes me. I say people just expect me to be like an old jack-o'-lantern that got fucked to death by that ATM couple in Breaking Bad.
Well, yeah,
It's like,
no-
no, I'm just like
no,
a
you-
kind of ugly guy.
You've just put your entire head in like a traveling jerky maker, you know, by just smoking constantly. So you're just very weathered.
Well, I'm sorry I can't have an 11-year-old girl's acne all the time like you, but fucking we're all doing our best.
Well, yeah. Well, no, I don't look like I was just, you know, ensconced in just a humidor full of, you know, fucking bad memories and regrets.
You weirdly look less healthy than me most of the time.
I just expected you to look like Shane McGowan from the Pogues, but like fatter. Like you're just Shane McMuffin.
Give it 15 years, that's exactly what I'm going to look like.
Hey guys, what about Bane McGowan? It's a dirty old town.
Oh, yes, Bane.
I met my girl.
I'm like, really, Bane?
I'm
By
so
the
annoyed.
factory walls.
Everyone shut up.
Oh, this is how it feels for me. You started this.
By the old canal, Batman. I kissed my girl.
You adopted bullshit. I am bullshit.
By the factory wall. Tom, do a joke, please. That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
dirty old Gotham.
Snagglebane.
Sorry, Murph.
You can take a bathroom break if you want.
A football player ran over a sideline reporter and then tried to make it up by asking her out. His logic was solid, saying knocking a girl out was college football third base.
All right.
Yeah.
You're circling coherence.
Yeah, no, it's going to be, you know, in and out of coherence.
Yeah.
Just like me.
Yeah, Murph.
All right. George R.R. Martin complained to Stephen Colbert that there was no porn in J.R.R. Tolkien's Middle Earth. Usually you could find it in the woods like we did when we were kids, but the fucking trees kept walking away with it.
I really like that joke.
Yeah.
Just a fucking ant. Just what is jug?
Yeah, dude, just fucking walking all slow and shit, reading like a big stack of Playboys from the 80s.
God, it was so great when we were kids and porn was just in logs. Like, it was amazing.
It was weird, just the prevalence of just like mystery porn that was just left. I remember there was a bathroom like at a park by my school, and somebody just left a porno mag there, and it was like this weird like Valhalla. Like we all would visit and just like take turns in the Jack Shack.
Well, yeah, it's like if you had a Gutenberg Bible at a museum. We go and we turn one page every day so you can come back and see.
We when I was a kid, I remember because I lived like right on the St. Lawrence River, and like you can like paddle out to a bunch of islands like that aren't very far out, and you can take a canoe out, and I would find like really nasty like fucking like cherry and fucking porn like that like
Jerry
in a
was
log
the one,
on
the
a
one
fucking
my bathroom was.
yeah, like on a fucking island. Like who the fuck is that scared of their wife that they're like fucking getting a boat involved just to fucking yank off?
I need a canoe to masturbate safely.
Yeah, he like went to a kiosk and bought a day pass to hide one magazine.
Right?
I don't like. Well, my issue with print porn is when they get into the spread the pussy open stuff, which is like if a quick flash in video, sure, but like just a static image of a fucking splayed out vaginal, the fucking system.
It
is
felt like
just,
weird body horror. I was like, I don't know if this is how it's supposed to look, or if this is like some weird thing they're doing to this lady.
Yeah, I can't fap to this.
I fapped to it. I was just like,
I like the hustler ones when they're like pissing in a glass bowl and it's just like mid like air like before it hits the bowl after it leaves the
man. Classic era hustler was just gross for gross's sake.
Well, and I like
I don't know, what can we get this bitch to do?
Whenever I see an action shot like that, I always imagine they have that soccer photographer that's like really quick, just like running past in shorts.
Some guy in like a vest full of cameras, like he's like a war journalist.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go. A judge ruled that Detroit's ban on female genital mutilation is unconstitutional. Ironically, people in the Motor City are now legally allowed to do some damage under the hood.
All right, continuing, my English news and the Australian news corner. This joke is being told by my new character, English Bill Maher, that still uses American pop culture references. Former Prime Minister David Cameron has expressed an interest in returning to politics. What's next? Michael Jordan returning to baseball? Republicans.
Shut up.
Bill Maher is just like figured out now. He's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna be the Ann Coulter of liberals, and it's fine, including the face. He's just gonna fucking do the whole deal.
Yeah, he does kind of look like Ann Coulter with a bigger dick.
Yeah.
Wait, Ann Coulter has a bigger dick, or he has a bigger dick?
No, Bill Maher does.
They each have a bigger dick than the other one.
Yeah.
I feel like Ann
If they
Coulter's
ever-
is small but effective. It's like that gun Travis Bickle has in his sleeve. You know what I mean? It's the element of surprise is what makes it lethal.
A pocket popper.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just picture you reaching into your pocket and pulling out loose jalapeno poppers now.
Oh yeah.
All right. A huntress has been...
That's why we don't let Tom into buffets with cargo pants anymore.
A huntress has been slammed for taking a photo with a dead sheep and bloody sex toy. Calm down, Peter. She just fucked Satan. Let's not piss her off now. Sassy words.
I like that you called her a huntress.
That's how they wrote it in the article.
I figured.
It's really weird. The photo is just a dead sheep and her holding a bloody rubber fist.
That sounds awesome.
Oh wow, bloody rubber fist.
And she's not attractive.
Looks like we got an episode title.
Bloody rubber fits.
So Tom's doing jokes for the New Zealand audience now. That's good. You guys are
It sounds like one of those old tongue twisters. Like you can't say bloody rubber fist 5 times.
I'm out there repping you pineapple people.
SpongeBob?
You think New Zealand is
pineapple people.
Oh no, it's kiwis. Never mind. I knew it was a fruit.
It's also there's so much.
That just sounds like a racist slur for like Samoans or something.
Oh yeah, look at this fucking pineapple over here.
Yeah.
No, I think they
Goddamn
like being
coconut
called
coons
kiwis.
coming and taking all our football jobs.
Yeah,
These spam orangutans.
these saw this fucking pineapple in a Fila tracksuit looking at my girl.
If kiwi is like a slur to Zealanders or whatever, I didn't.
that's
I
what they
thought
call
it was.
themselves.
It's not a. So they like say that. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
no-
that doesn't mean it's not a slur.
No, this is the Samoan who's too drunk at the club, and the bouncer's like, I'm gonna go get my forklift, and when I do, you're out of here, buddy. All right?
All right. Philadelphia Flyers mascot Gritty has a purple hole in its belly, and Philly residents don't know why. Studies suggest this is because no Philadelphia hockey fan has ever seen a black pussy.
I'm just picturing people like in Philadelphia. Like, what do we do? Do we throw a battery in it? Like,
Do we charge Gritty now? Do we
A
charge
fucking
Gritty?
9-year-old kid, they did because they always bring kids out to do the skate around on the ice at the beginning.
Right.
A fucking 9-year-old kid threw fucking down and fought with Gritty and got put in the penalty box.
was this like a planned stunt, or was Gritty just like, what the fuck are you
Does
doing?
not appear to be because he hit him he went back out after they let him back out and did it again. So
I didn't even know Pat Barker had a nephew. That's shocking.
fucking
right.
Philly
For some
people.
reason, I imagine you just for the purple hole in the stomach, just Gritty lays down on like a stone tablet, like on some real fucking
Druid shit.
Yeah, like the Yale thing, the Skull and Bone Society.
Okay.
And then they just get a big vat and they just pour chili into him, and that's his fuel. And then he goes, and he like Tasmanian devils out of the room for another.
Fueled by beef juice.
Yeah.
A man dressed as Fred Flintstone was arrested for speeding. Officers say he was yabba dabba doing 80 in a school zone.
Okay, yeah, no. So this one, Australian news.
All right,
Man,
this is Dennis Miller, but he's in Australia.
kind of. This one, oh man, both of my Australian ones stink. There was just nothing happened in your fucking. You have one of the biggest countries in the world, and nothing happened there this week. You fucking losers.
Isn't that where Meryl Streep lost her baby?
Australia?
Okay,
Probably.
Hang on. What do you mean?
Yeah, short. You have any idea, Shortbus, on Meryl Streep lost her baby in Australia? Can you do anything with that?
Yeah, that was a movie. That was the whole that whole dingo ate my baby thing.
That was a movie.
Okay.
Oh,
They made
okay.
a movie about her feeding a baby to a dingo.
Yeah.
She played the mom, and everybody thought the mom just killed the kid and shit.
I
remember.
thought that Tom just read one news story about a 60-year-old woman and was like, I'm going to run with this. All right, so Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott has endorsed a plan that would place armed police in remote indigenous schools. In America, we call this the phone booth full of blowing money, but for shooting kids. Yeah, he went to this like indigenous school with like the tribes people, like the native people are native to Australia. And he went there and he said, thank you for putting up with the invasion. And everyone was like,
Jesus.
whoa, bro.
Yo,
I mean,
dude.
yeah, but no.
Yeah, they don't do that shit here. I live right next to a Mohawk Native American reservation, and shit gets real fucking hairy sometimes.
I used to have a mohawk.
All that, what's that?
No, the Indian tribe. You can't. It takes more than that to join there, fucking Tom Warren.
Are they like super gnarly?
I mean, fucking, well, if there's like this weird fucking indie movie a few years ago called Frozen River, because like technically the reservations on both sides of the border, like U.S. and Canada.
Okay.
So, and then the river freezes over in the wintertime in between, and they just run hella drugs through there. So it's like,
Oh, no shit.
every time you like turn a corner, there's like a mansion sitting on the fucking river with like,
I went to I went to a gas station on a Native American reservation when I was going up to Montana one time, and we just pulled over. That was like the only gas station around, and it was one of the most haunting experiences of my entire life.
They have
like,
cheap cigarettes.
Like I periodically just think like, oh man, no, you got it pretty good because they just put these people out in this fucking death camp. It was nuts. So like we walked in and it was just everyone was just like, what are you doing here? And it was just everything was like dirty and bad, and everyone was pissed off. And I'm like, man, your life sucks.
Yeah, no one needed to see the white man walk in here.
Yeah, I know. And I was just like, hey, you got a Snapple?
Yeah, no, that's well. So you don't have to worry about that with ours because like between like the illegal things and like the casino, like all the actual natives are fucking balling. So like all the stores are just populated with white people working behind the counter. You don't have to
Oh,
worry
hell
about
yeah.
shit.
I do.
The other day, I did have to bite my tongue when I almost wished somebody happy Thanksgiving. Though. That was,
Oh, that'd be bad. I do like it because I'll go to like do casinos or whatever, like at Pachanga. I do like when there's the fat white guy with the worst job, and I'm like, yeah, that's a little bit of justice.
Yeah, Chief enjoys the irony. Is just watching from behind glass. Just,
Yeah. No, one of the tribal leaders saw the show, and I made fun of him, and I thought he was mad at me because he like pulled me over, and he was in a wheelchair, and he just loudly talked to me during the headliner set about how much he enjoyed me. You want to go outside? And he's like, no, I'm a leader. Why did I lead the tribe? I couldn't interrupt comedy.
Yeah,
show.
what's the problem with this terrible parking lot.
Yeah, so I was just like, sorry, whatever your name is. Oops.
Tom.
We have two more, right?
I think so,
Okay.
yeah.
Should I do?
You have two more. We have one more.
Should I do the dumb one or the other one first?
Do the dumb one.
Yeah,
the dumb one first.
Yeah.
Okay. Photos
they're
of
all dumb ones.
yeah, the incredibly dumb one. Photos of a child bride auction in Sudan have gone viral. They did an entire child bride auction in a shitty car. Damn, how small are those kids?
That's dumb in like 9 different directions.
Pull over, baby.
I had to buy that for $1.
Did I ever tell the story about the small town firefighter auction?
No, I don't think so.
I did this benefit for the firefighters in Colusa, California.
Okay.
Another example of Connor's redneck towns that sound like racist Girl Scout cookies. And they were doing this like auction, and the auctioneers they had these like bundles because it was like a big family event. So it would for real. One of them was, all right, next up on the block we got a girl's bike. We got a diamond tennis bracelet and a shotgun. Let's start this off with a $400 bill. 400 where? 400 there. 450 where? 450 to the gentleman. You know, and I was like, okay, yeah, we got a bayonet, We got a crate of Easter egg supplies and a butt plug. That's a $1,000 bill. Sold. Yeah, it was fucking the best shit of all time.
That's what we do. We have jamborees every time somebody gets cancer or something, and like just get a bunch of bands to play, and people just
Greg
auction
has
off.
a
Like,
tumor
I made a
jamboree.
basket of assorted shit in my fucking basement.
Oh,
but-
really? You just have
Yeah,
like a juke joint GoFundMe where it's like, all right, buy a red Solo cup. Billy's got the leukemia.
More or less. Actually, that's what I'm doing tonight after I'm done here. They're doing an 80s karaoke jamboree because my homie's brother just died in a diabetic coma.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
That sucks.
Well, he would have wanted
Yeah.
somebody to butcher Dancing Queen. I mean,
I'm good point. That sucks that happened, but all the words you just said is the funniest combination.
Yes,
of words
yeah.
there's ever. 80s karaoke, diabetes, jamboree. Like, shut the fuck up. That's nonsense.
what you're telling me is you're going to go watch a white woman cry about Journey in a barn.
Almost exactly.
That's the exact moment you are allowed to stop believing.
Yeah.
All right, yeah,
All right. A dead whale was found with 115 plastic cups in its stomach. Pinocchio remains undefeated at beer pong.
Man,
That's
I'm,
good.
I'm really happy that I heard dead whale and I just braced myself for it to be about me, and it wasn't. And I'm very proud of you.
You're still alive, Keith.
Who was playing beer pong in his stomach? Keith's mom. What's
Oh
up?
no!
High five,
we
bro.
Have one bit.
Yeah.
Well, see, you're only Hollywood fat compared to us real people. You're kind of small.
Hey, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
Dude,
I say nice things to you.
Yeah, but you're not a person.
I'm hanging up on you. You're fired from the podcast. How dare... I've been grooming him to hate himself for decades so I could have a sidekick on this podcast.
Keith, I told you how much your shirt looked today. That was a nice thing.
That means nothing.
Your shirt looks shirt as fuck, fam.
Thanks, man. It's a new shirt. All right, last one. Where is it? Okay, here we go. A 13-year-old girl who wrote an essay against gun violence has been shot to death. In related news, thousands of teen boys are awaiting their irony after writing essays about how blowjobs are bad. Not good.
Okay. Oh, I'm not supposed to burp anymore. Sorry.
Hey,
The man who helped save people from last month's yoga studio shooting has been given a $30,000 tuition to Florida State University, a nearly $5,000 value.
damn. It would have been a better investment if you got $30,000 of tuition to that yoga school.
Yeah, I was about to say, no one ever shoots up a yoga studio in Georgetown. I can't make something out of my life after this.
Man. My last joke's very bad.
I like the idea of during that shooting, one person being like, maybe I can yoga my way out of it, trying to dodge the bullets.
Oh, yeah.
in The Mask. Like
People are doing Matrix shit really slow and just getting shot in
just
child's
immediately
pose.
murdered.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be rad.
All right. A man is being shamed for asking his girlfriend to marry him while she was running a marathon. If asking a woman to spend the rest of her life with you while she's running away from you isn't romantic, then why is it the point of most horror films? Yeah.
A lot of good ideas there.
It's actually it's a very clever point.
It's
Wrapped
pretty-
in a lot of words.
Yeah,
good observation.
dude, I'm mostly words. Words and flesh.
I can't wait to listen to this episode next week so I can hear what you guys are saying.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Sorry.
I said words and flesh.
Words and Flesh sounds like the Japanese translation for Hellraiser.
I haven't seen it.
Well, that's it for the Mexican joke off. Let's throw to a special Mean Boys announcement right now. When we come back, hopefully Murphy will be able to hear us.
Yeah.
Big children, you demanded it. You craved it. The thought of it made your genitals shiver like any girl at a movie theater. So next week, it's time for Snark Week 2018. 7 days, 7 episodes, 14 sketches, 140 joke-off jokes, one descent into unrelenting madness. But who's coming to hell with us? Let's find out, cum buckets! Monday, December 3rd, Mike Lawrence. Tuesday, December 4th, Keith Ray and Andrea Guzetta. Wednesday, December 5th, Jessica Michelle Singleton. Thursday, December 6th, Kyle Clark and Henry Zabrowski. Friday, December 7th, Opie, Ramsey Badawi, and the return of Now Is Not the Time. Saturday, December 8th, Gareth Reynolds. And Sunday, December 9th, 2 special guests so tight we can't even announce them yet. Unless they reschedule or something, in which case, I don't know, we'll call Isaac Hirsch or whatever. But that's not all. Each day of Snark Week also brings a bonus episode, exclusively available on the Mean Boys Patreon, featuring special guests, weird surprises, and Meanopoly 2, The Revenge. Snark Week is by the fans, for the fans, and it's when the shit hits the fan. Will we lose our minds halfway through? Who cares? Fuck you! Snark Week 2018!
And the Mean Boys podcast returns. That's right. That's right, everybody. Starting next week, goddamn Snark Week 2. It's coming. Mike Lawrence, Henry Zabrowski, Gareth Reynolds, bunch of fun surprises coming. You just heard some of that in the announcement we just put on.
Yeah, guests on the bonus episodes. My ex-girlfriend's coming back in the trap. That'll be fun. Please forward all your Connor's tiny dick questions directly to her so I don't have to read them until the show day.
But right now, we're going to play a game made by Shortbus Murphy, and I have no idea what this is, and I really hope it's not a weird slur thing.
No, I trust Murph. What do you got for us, man? I'm stoked.
All right.
Oh, shit, you got a mic stand.
Yeah, I have a mic stand. I'm like sort of a musician. Like I don't have anything where it would be like accomplished, but I do have like some equipment.
Yeah, bongos.
Well,
Impressive, isn't it?
Do you? How often do you use
Humble brag, I know.
How often do you use those bongos in a song? Because I feel like that's a very specific instrument. That's like if you're like, well, I'm going to want to have this harpsichord once every 12 songs I do.
So the Northeast here, we're a big like hippie contingent, but it's not the fucking like Coachella Queen fucking vegan type hippie. It's like the listen to Fish and have a real smelly dog type hippie.
Oh, okay.
So this was my fucking calling card. I got more gigs with those than I do like playing guitar or whatever. But yeah, I used to play bongos in a jam band, and then it kind of fucking turned into some shit.
That's the best nonsense. I used to play bongos in a jam band, but at a certain point I was like, I thought this was about the bonging.
Well, that was my fucking thing. Is like because like I was a pretty good fucking percussionist, and we started out it was like acoustic bongo, Jack Johnson, Dave Matthews bullshit, but then like everybody wanted to like plug in, and I ended up playing on the drum kit, and everything was like more like Grateful Dead covers, and then they want to do Pink Floyd and all this fucking Happy Horse shit, and I was like, man, like I don't want to fucking sit on a drum throw and have my balls fall asleep for 4 hours.
Yeah.
I'd rather just fucking stand up and slap these fucking things.
I don't need to keep the beat for a 9-minute alto sax solo plugged into a phaser pedal.
Yeah.
You know,
This one bitch did have a flute. It was fucking.
this one bitch had a flute.
Man, we called her Flute Bitch for
She played fucking. We would do "Can't You See" by Marshall Tucker Band, and she'd pull the flute out for a little fucking extended solo.
Okay.
Where I'm just sitting there like
That sounds
tapping
cool.
the drums, like, no, it wasn't.
Not for you.
Yeah.
I learned that the flute is the most strenuous instrument to play in the marching band because you got to hold it up to the side of your face, so it actually burns the most calorie to be a flute player.
I would think the tuba because it's so fucking big.
But it's ergonomically designed to wrap around you for marching purposes.
Right.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between a tuba and a sousaphone, and one of them's for marching. I think it might be the sousaphone.
What the fuck are we talking
One of
about?
them for playing in Bim Scala Bim.
Well, yeah, I assume it would be named after Sousa, who wrote many great American marches.
Yeah.
John
Anyway.
Philip Sousa.
Welcome
All
back
right.
to Connor Kind of Remembers Middle School Band.
And Tom looks frightened trying to remember which one is a tuba.
Yeah, no, the tuba's the fucking horn snake. You just wrap it around. Yeah.
No, tuba's the instrument that soundtracks your whole life silently.
That's the Benny Hill theme song. All right, what's this game we're playing?
Yeah, let's play some games.
All right,
Mr. Bus,
this is called
lead us.
Vocabulary Bee. So I have this weird fascination with like folk slang of like different like either like criminals or fucking like just weird subsets of society. So like I used to be a carny early in my career, and like so like carny has a lot of slang. And
I don't know if career was the right word.
What corner were you working at the carnival? Were you the two small jugs you throw the balls into? What were you doing?
I did a little of that. Well, I mean, it was kind of not a. It was Old Town in Kissimmee, Florida. I used to run the like amusement park rides there and shit. So I'd like rock the Scrambler, like the Ferris wheel and shit like that.
I know this isn't a job, but in my head, they just hired you to walk around and march in a small hat. If that makes like a very tiny, like a teacup-sized hat.
Does not make sense. Man, you were a
All right.
Florida carny.
You got to
That's
talk
brutal.
into your microphone.
You were a Florida
Yeah.
carny. That's brutal. I thought we were talking to that.
Yeah, now
No,
I
that's-
actually can.
were you not
can
talking into
hear
the mic?
Keith
I've been
Thomas.
talking into a lot of stuff.
Okay, well, we got to talk into the mics. Yeah, because he just hears us on the computer microphone. So yeah, let's take us away. I'm stoked for this game.
Okay, so I'm going to read you a phrase, and then I'm going to give you 4 choices, and you have to tell me what the choices describe.
Okay.
So
right.
what the phrase is. Okay, so we're going to start with the first one, and this is Cockney rhyming slang, something you probably are familiar with from like karaoke movies.
Hello.
As featured in the wonderful J.J. Doom song "Governor." All right.
I don't like an
All
idiot.
right. So I was Brahms and List in the battle cruiser when the Cows and Kisses walked in. I nearly Tom Tit.
And
So-
we got to figure out what that means.
So I'm going to give you 4 choices. You're going to tell me which of these 4 options that describes. So
Fuck.
it's
Can you
either-
repeat the key phrase again? Because I'm.
So I was Brahms and List in the battle cruiser when the Cows and Kisses walked in. I nearly Tom Tit.
Okay. Battle cruiser, I feel like is a cop car, but let's see.
Yeah.
All right. So it's either A, military action, B, someone's wife showing up to the bar, C, a symphony, or D, none of the above.
I think it's B. I think it's B.
That's what I was leaning
I think it's
towards,
wife
too.
walks in.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going with.
All right, if you
Yeah,
guys
because kisses rhymes with misses.
Yeah, and battle cruiser, I thought man, maybe that's a bar. I don't know.
Yeah.
what was the first option again?
You're going to have to talk where I can hear you.
The first option.
What was the first option?
It was a military action. I can hear you good there. You should do that the whole time.
The third option.
Third option. Yeah, I get easily confused with the first. Okay. C was a symphony.
A symphony. No, I don't think any of these fucking dumb English meatheads are going to the symphony. So I'm going to rule that out based on my classist presumptions.
Now it's going to be that one.
I'm gonna say
Cocksucker's never
symphony.
seen a Clockwork Orange.
Oh, yeah, I love fucking...
Oh, you heard Tchaikovsky? He's fucking mento.
nothing better than getting ginned up and listening to a violin.
Yeah, I'm sticking with B.
All
What
right.
do you guys think?
So, yeah,
I
the
said
answer was
C.
B, someone's wife showing up to the bar.
Nice.
Blah, blah.
If you want me to break it down, Brahms and List means pissed or drunk.
Right.
Battle
Okay.
Cruiser means boozer or bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, I closed it out here. What was I doing? Cows and Kisses means misses.
Right.
And Tom Tit means shit.
Why is every single word they have a whole poem?
Yeah, I just imagine
they
like
have
everyone in
class,
England just
Thomas.
lives under a large mushroom and is just like whimsically writing bullshit all day.
Well, yeah, because like slang is supposed to be like, I don't have time to say frozen yogurt. I'm gonna call it froyo. But they're like, let's add 8 words,
Yeah.
and let's sound like the whimsical Dr. Seuss characters while
Yeah.
being toothless and violent.
What if this boring story was also an exhausting limerick?
Yeah.
Can you pass the cap hat of the string thing? This is how we say fucking mushroom stroganoff.
Of all the foods that could have meant.
What? I thought you were going for a tampon jag, but okay.
All right, what's number 2?
All right, number 2. This one is bootling slang. Are you guys familiar with bootling slang?
Is that
you
when
guys
you
are
kick
Californian?
people?
No, bootleg.
Okay, up in Northern California, there's a town called Boonville that apparently is like just some hick town where they've got their own like category of just this
Oh.
really weird hick slang.
I've seen this, yeah, and there's like 6 people left that like speak it, right? It's like
Yeah.
a dying sort of dialect of weird
Yeah,
fucking
Just some
bumpkin
weird
English.
like California Okie slang. I'm fucking wicked fascinated with it.
Okay.
But-
Wicked.
all right, so the phrase is, I was Molly Gorman a Muldoon, but I piked to Cowscully when I felt her hog rings.
Okay.
Oh, herpes. Has something to do with herpes.
Oh, hog rings.
Oh, man.
How did you find out about the appetizer Keith's invented?
Yeah.
So the options are A,
Trick is it's
farming.
an onion ring, but it's made of bacon.
Well, yeah, I've always wanted to wear carbs as a bracelet.
Options are A, farming, B, a robbery, C, sex with a fat woman, or D, none of the above.
Can you run the actual phrase one more time?
I was Molly Gorman a Muldoon, but I piked to Cowscully when I felt her hog rings.
Yeah, if it's not sex with a fat woman, I'm just disappointed. So I got to pick that one out of optimism.
What were the 3 options one more time?
Farming, a robbery, sex with a fat woman, or none of the above.
I think it's farming.
I think it's fat sex.
The answer is C, sex with a fat woman.
Yeah. Never try to give these
All right.
people more credit.
I
It's
need-
always about something stupid.
I need to know what hog rings means.
Okay, so I'll go through the whole phrase.
Yeah.
Well,
Molly
because what
Gorman-
I'm saying is if you're farming, you don't need to cover that up with slang and code words. If you're fucking a fat lady, you want to have a little bit of a wink, wink, nudge,
Well, then
nudge
you should have more
dialect.
effective wink winkery than hog rings, because that sounds worse than fat chick pussy.
That could also that could be some local dish or something. Well, maybe it is.
So-
It might be
yeah,
the
one
pussy.
guy's eating it.
Yeah. All right, hit us with
So
the
yeah,
Stretch
Molly
marks.
Gorman-
I mean, stretch marks.
Molly Gorman means sucking on a titty. Muldoon means a fat girl. Piked means he just took off. Cow Scully means out in like the sticks out in the country. And hog rings means a real loose vagina.
Oh.
Oh God!
A particularly loose vagina.
I'm just picturing
Oh,
like
chill.
one of those life inflatable vests you get on an airplane if you're going to drown.
Yeah.
It's like kind of fat, but mostly just sort of flubbery. All right,
Tight.
nicely done. Gross. What's
All
3?
right, so me and Tom are tied down.
Okay. All right. Next category. This one is carny slang. I didn't actually speak any of this when I was a carny, but
Boo! You should have.
Yeah, you fucking you race traitor. I don't know.
You poser.
I
Well,
want to
you know-
see you in a small hat and overalls.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
are you obsessed with the small hat?
I don't know.
I just wore an orange polo shirt and khakis. It was not that fascinating. This carnival that I worked at was, and Keith's probably familiar. You lived in Kissimmee for a while, but this is in the part of Kissimmee that movie The Florida Project was set in. Like I
Right.
literally like lived and worked like right in that fucking neighborhood. Like I could visually map out that whole fucking movie.
Yeah, just bummer.
So-
I still haven't watched that movie because I know it's going to be like a weirdly emotional thing for me. Cause
Oh my god, it made me
my life-
fucking cry like a bitch, dude.
Yeah, it's going to fuck me up.
Yeah, well, every race has the thing where if you're that race but you don't speak English, like Mexican people call you a coconut, or Japanese people call you a banana. What is that for carnies? I'm trying to figure out. You know?
Like a sellout carny? Like,
Yeah,
like
like
a
you're
bozo?
You're a clown on the outside, but you're inside. You're a normal person.
Is there a dent in my hairline?
Look at this fucking Gacy. Oh, I don't know. Let's pull up the
I like
big
that.
screen.
Yeah, this the picture in picture is the closest Tom owns to a mirror.
Oh no, it was just it was just a little bit maybe.
Okay.
You make me wish phrenology was still a thing.
What?
Phrenology is when you measure skulls and you supposedly can tell things about. It's like a racist
like
science thing from the
Nazi
1900s.
sizes, whatever. Thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Where it's like do a bunch of
the thing.
I'll take a
that
quarter
Leonardo
pounder with
DiCaprio
cheese
did
on
in
Nazi
Django-
size.
no. It's free hat fittings for Jews today only. Nothing to see here. Completely innocent. Free hats for Jews. We will measure you.
All right, so the carny phrase is: Advance Man says we'll do an at show with a Fizuk Fiznish, clean the midway for the kid show, and get all the cake eaters in, hit him with the after catch during the Blade Gomer.
Fuck.
Jesus tits.
You want me to do that over again? It was a long one.
Hit me one more time and then we'll hit the
So that's
All right.
scrambled eggs and hot links, I think.
Advance Man says we'll do an at show with a Fizuk Fiznish, clean the midway for the kid show, get all the cake eaters in, hit him with the after catch during the Blade Gomer.
Okay. So this is
So
there's a sword swallower, and there's some sort
Okay.
of trash around.
This means the bathroom's on the left.
All right, so choices are A, a wrestling match, B, a sword swallower, C, a freak show, or D, all of the above.
I'm gonna say D, all of the above.
I think it's that too because Blade Gomer makes sense for Sword Swallower and then I think it's all of the above.
I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna say A to be original.
To be wrong is why I'm going to do that.
Talk close.
Well,
to
Yeah,
I'm not very good at this, so it was definitely all of the above.
nice.
Oh yeah.
But so to go through, advance man is kind of a common term, just somebody who goes and sets things up beforehand.
Right.
At show means athletic show or a wrestling match. Fizuk Fiznish means you're gonna screw somebody out of the match because wrestling people for their carny slang just put fucking is in the middle of their words like Snoop Dogg. And they think that you can't tell.
Okay.
It says fuck finish, Fizuk Fiznish. So clean the midway just means that you're going to get everybody off the yard and get them into the thing. Kid show's a freak show.
Right.
Cake eaters mean the rubes or the marks. After catch is when you try to sell people shit once you got them inside the venue. And
Gotcha,
Blade
gotcha.
Gomer is a sword swallower.
Huh.
Did you guys?
Well, they found a lot of different ways. What I like about this is I'm learning that carnies are looking down on us. They're like, oh, look at this fucking cake eater, and it's like, I came to laugh at you and your bad life.
Somebody
I'm like,
calling me an asshole. They're eating the head off a chicken.
yeah, who's eating whose cake here, buddy?
See, like when I worked at the little carnival, like I was just like a local who got a job there. It wasn't like anything, but like we would get the traveling carnies that would like once the season was over, they'd go down to Florida and fucking stay there. And I just remember this one like family came down and they lived in one of them Florida Project ass motels.
Right.
But like the dad, the two brothers, the sister, the wife, they all fucking got hired with us. And like the the dad was like, or the girl was like fucking like had this like straight up like New York City accent. And she's like, yo, can you go see something to my dad over there? Blah, blah, blah. And I walk over and I'm like, hey, your daughter wanted to know about this. And he's like, yeah, just go ahead and tell her, blah, blah. Like somehow this fucking nuclear family managed to like adopt like two polar opposite accents.
Yeah, like it feels like an intentional choice, like they're going to war with one another.
I had an embarrassing moment with the Carney where I was doing crowd work in Oklahoma, and I asked them what they were doing, or what they what they did for work, and they said Carney. And I go, you sell hot dogs in Los Angeles? I didn't know what a carny was. I thought it was just carnies. I was like, you guys got carnies out here? They're like, yeah.
You thought he was talking about the train car.
I thought everything was about hot dog specific. I didn't know that it was like a term for people who work at a carnival, which sounds too fancy.
No, one
That's
of the guys,
a fancy word.
One of the guys I met at Halloween also was a traveling carny. He did like lights for the carnival. So now we have 2 confirmed carny listeners.
I know more
And
carnies than
several more
carnivals.
assumed.
Which means there must be hundreds.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. It was, that's pretty much your demographic: factory workers, carnies, and what have you.
Yeah.
True
Like
dregs.
the punk rock carnies who like we were in the
It's-
fucking
we got all the people that get killed in the Holocaust after gypsies is who we get.
Everybody who like was at risk to become like a henchman for the Joker has instead become one of our fans.
If the Joker was real, he would have recruited most of our audience.
All right, you got any
All
more?
right, so you mentioned train cars, and this next one is hobo slang.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Okay. He's a bloated-in-the-glass ambulator who eats snowballs, but his Angelina is a gay cat who can't read an easy mark.
Christ.
Ooh, okay. Snowball's got to be drugs.
I think Snowball is something with gay sex.
Okay.
All right.
And what
So,
what
What's Angelina?
region of
I think
people is this?
Angelina is like mom or someone that helps you out.
Okay.
All right, so you want your choices?
Yeah.
Sure.
Choices are A, an experienced hobo and his rookie companion. B, someone trading cocaine for gay sex. C, a rail yard bull that can't be outwitted. Or D, none of the above.
B.
I'm going to say B.
I'm gonna say D.
Okay. The answer was A, an experienced hobo and his rookie companion.
Ah, shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
So bloat in the glass just means you were born a hobo. You know, you weren't like you didn't adopt the lifestyle. You were born in it.
Okay.
I didn't choose the hobo life. The hobo life chose
You're
me.
an OG. Yes.
Ambulator just means like an experienced traveler who's gone all the way across the country.
Okay.
Eat snowballs means that you're a hobo in the north or the northeast during winter season, so you're not afraid to go be homeless in the snow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I really thought that was about swallowing cum.
Yeah.
I feel
I thought that
misled.
was either Coke or cum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Angelina just means a traveling companion, could possibly mean like a hobo punk, you know, like a gay fucking fuck buddy. Possibly. It has multiple meanings.
A lot of
Gay
hobos
cat
gay.
What's that?
Well, are most hobos gay?
I think it's mostly like you can be gay for services.
I mean, listen, you're out there on the road, you're fucking, but you don't have a fucking Tinder profile.
Let's,
You're going to take any.
Let's put it this way: everyone's gay when pie season's over. All right.
If it's got a hole in a heartbeat, I mean, you know.
That was the first line of Hunter S. Thompson's suicide note. Pie season's over.
But a gay cat just means an inexperienced hobo. So they've oddly enough nothing to do with actually being gay. And then easy mark is like when they put the hobo like semaphore on the sides of buildings, like they scratch little signals on so hobos know if
yeah,
there's
I've
like
seen
cops.
that.
Or,
All right, cool. You got any more?
Yeah, Tom's a gay cat.
yeah, and I've got one more. This one is prison slang.
What I like about this show is that people learn things.
Yeah.
You know?
This oddly is one of the most educational episodes we've ever done.
Yeah.
So yeah, this last one is prison slang.
All right.
I don't know like specific region of prison slang, but it's prison slang. Okay, so it was 13 and a half. He's got all day and night. If he's lucky, he'll get backdoor parole from a hoe check.
Ooh.
I know what one of those things means.
Oh, he's gonna get butt fucked,
No, backdoor parole means he's going to get killed.
Oh,
right, so,
that's dark.
and then
Yeah.
butt fucked.
So then, okay, so
Probably.
A is a shot caller getting preferential treatment. B is butt sex. C is someone doing life without parole, getting killed in prison. Or D is none of the above.
well, I gotta go see then.
I'm gonna go butt sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's C. Yeah. Woo. 13 and a half means that you had 12 jurors, one judge, and half a chance against you.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
All day and night means life without parole.
Right.
Backdoor parole, as Keith said, is getting killed in prison. And then a hoe check is when you first get into prison. They see if you're going to, get butt fucked and they beat the shit out of you. And
So, do you
Possibly be
speak all
internet.
these languages?
No, he just said he's interested in him.
I've just looked this stuff up, but I do end up like trying to pepper them into my daily phrases, and people don't know what I'm talking
I do like
about.
the idea of you having some sort of like Rosetta Stone.
Yeah, I was
hobo.
gonna. Yeah. They got Carney Rosetta Stone.
Yeah.
Carney
It's just
hobo.
a funnel cake with like something printed out on top of it. Well, what I like about these is the people that are trying to keep their communications a secret are the people that have the least to offer society that no one is eavesdropping on. It's
Yeah.
like, oh man, they're never going to find out about our big hobo carny plan. They weren't looking.
If only I could decipher the secrets of Hobo Dave.
Yeah.
Like it's never happened. Man, well, that was
hell
fun,
yeah,
man.
that was
That was
vocab-
good.
Yeah, that was vocabulary B.
Vocabulary B.
Hell yeah, dude.
All right.
Not creative.
No, I liked it. It was
Yeah,
fun.
I dig that, dude. We're gonna throw the commercial right now. When we come back, we will dip into the Mean Boys mailbag.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Crypto Lab. Today we're bringing you another edition of our newbie guide, hot off the blockchain, and teaching the scrubs how to cop their crypto. As we all know, it is a bear market out there right now, and we're all coping differently. Personally, I've been sacrificing a Funko Pop to Satoshi every week.
Satoshi be praised.
But prices are lower than ever. If you're an OG like me, that's bad news. But if you're new to the game, this is the perfect time to start surfing the ledger and making fat stacks in the crypto space. So here we go. The 2 easiest ways to get your toe dipping in the crypto market so you can start flipping in the crypto market. Put on your mining helmet and hodl for dear life.
Let's go.
Method number 1, the exit bag. This one's pretty simple, guys. You're just going to need a helium tank, a plastic bag, and some duct tape. Pretty basic, certified.
Scrub proof.
I recommend purchasing the Balloon Time Helium Tank from Target.com. Retails for $20.99, comes with its own hose. It's your one-stop shop for success in crypto. And I highly recommend you pick one of these up, guys. Link in the description. When your tank arrives, all you need to do to set up your mining rig is find a medium-sized kitchen bag, poke a hole in the exterior like this, push your hose through, then duct tape it a few times around to get a nice seal. Then, to start mining your digital gold, just place the bag over your head, pull that drawstring, and turn that tank up to 11. Method number 2, cop by cop. Now this method is a little more high risk, high reward, but we didn't come to the crypto playground to sit in the swings. We came to hodl through the slides, climb the all-time highs, and dismount into the glorious wood chips of
Gains.
For this method, you're going to need directions to your local police station, dark clothing, and a water pistol spray painted black. Now, due to federal law, I can't go into too much detail about this method, guys. I know, weak. But you can find all the info you need to get in on this on the Tor Hidden Wiki if you just Control F Charles Whitman, the originator of the cop by cop method. Big ups, Poppy Whitman. That's about it for this week, guys. Good luck to all my Kryptonians out there. This is the first of an ongoing series of videos on copying methods, so make sure to subscribe to keep up to date. And in future videos, we'll be breaking down the bridge hack, the bath time forever method, and of course, the infamous gun show loophole. But what method do you want me to cover? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you're nasty, remember to slap a like on this video, give it a share, and if you see my ex-wife, tell her that this is all her fault. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mean Boys podcast returns, and it's time to hear your questions in the Mean Boys mailbag.
Woo woo!
It's the Mean Boys mailbag.
Fuck everything. God is dead.
Send us an email or give us a call. Have you ever heard the one about Keith in the dog? It's a motherfucking Mean Boys mailbag.
Holy shit!
Oh.
That got it so intense so quickly.
What I love about this is like now this guy in New York is singing a cover of some guy in Philly that made a song for some guys in L.A. It's just a whole beauty. The internet does bring people together sometimes.
Yeah, it does.
All right. This is a question from at Perfect Oval
Okay,
for
you're
Shortbus.
definitely going to either have to take Connor's mic or lean right in
There we
because
go.
I
Can you hear me
cannot
now?
hear you. Yeah, I hear you.
Cool. At Perfect Oval asks, what chain of events led you to both being a hilarious motherfucker and piloting the Retard Express?
I was gonna get hired to work in a paper mill, and I had to sign up through like Penske.
Good start. Every job that you're involved with in any way is the most hilariously sad thing it could be.
Every Mean Boys listener has a job that existed while Ben Franklin was alive.
I had to sign up through like Penske job hiring thing, and then what happened was I got hired at this funeral home / like ambulance company to drive their.
Nice.
You know where the money is because they're a funeral home first and an ambulance provider second.
That's actually well, it's like a thing. That's where ambulances started was funeral homes. So it's like a just a
And
thing.
then they
but, like,
said, all right, now what? Now you've done dead people. What if you just did brain dead people?
Well, here's my thing. I'll never trust an ambulance driver less than if he also works for a funeral home. Because I'm like, this cocksucker's getting paid either way. He wants trying to get paid
right,
twice.
exactly. And they designed the fucking headstones, so it was just like it was a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh,
But-
nice. Well, tweet us some of your work.
I didn't do it. I fucking Jesus. I can't even fucking draw a goddamn fucking square. So, but I went to art school though, which is kind of stupid. But fucking
Seems like it didn't work.
yeah.
Well,
So
he could never get past that squares test.
Ah, damn it. I'm never going to make it to
no,
triangle.
for real. I used to have
101.
to. They made you mat your shit, so you had to cut like a square out of your mat board, and I could never do it, and I couldn't get points on any of my shit. So
Oh, wow.
like,
So I wasn't even wrong with that.
not
Find
really.
a thing that is shaped like a square and then draw around it.
Yeah, I had a friend who was an artist, and she was showing me how she like makes the canvases with like the staples and shit. And I'm like, this seems hard. And then you fuck it up, and you got to make another one. Fuck that.
Yeah.
That's why I do.
But yeah,
That's
anyway.
why I do verbal art. Less cleanup.
So you were going to get a job at a paper mill, and then you shifted gears and went to a short bussery?
Yeah, basically, I worked for the ambulance guy, but he was a fucking cunt. So then, like, I got fired because I told you guys that story where I dropped a lady off the side of the van.
Right.
Yeah,
But yeah. So I mean, which actually he didn't fire me for that.
Were you Rosa Parks somebody?
He,
You rose a special
I kept
park
working for like a
somewhere.
month after that, but then like he just didn't want to pay somebody extra or whatever. Anyway, so I worked for a different ambulance company, and that was fucking
he
annoying.
told her that he 86'd her, but she couldn't count that high, so it was a whole fiasco.
I dismanied her.
But then so like the local, it's actually I didn't work for the school like bringing kids to school on the short bus. I work for the company that I still work for now, with just like adults with disabilities.
Gotcha.
And we like
Yeah.
bring them around to like work sites and stuff. We have like bottle redemption places where they turn bottles in and shit like that. Which,
Yeah, I know some of
they
the
actually-
stuff.
So it's
Yeah,
more,
so we,
more of a drooly Uber than
Yeah.
anything else.
Yeah. So, but I drove bus for a while, and then I worked inside one of our facilities, and then now I supervise a crew of janitors out at a federal border crossing facility.
Now I'm the king of the janitors. Jesus fucking Christ. dude.
Yes.
Yeah. So like I basically that's what I'm doing all day is standing like 100 feet outside an ice office, fucking like screwing around on my phone
But
while my crew
Canadian ice.
cleans.
What?
It's the same.
Yeah,
ice.
yeah. Well, no, Canadian ice is the real ice. They actually got the ice up there. A lot of people, Mexicans, they got the shaved ice, and it's a great treat. But if you want to talk ice, Canada's got it covered.
All right.
Our border is just the like we clean the cells every day and nobody's ever been in them. It's so fucking not what they do down south, and like they always have to.
I got a pitch for you, Murph. I want you to do a Vice article about the life of a Canadian Border Patrol employee. That'd be a funny,
bet- I mean-
ironic Vice article.
Yeah, it's fucking it's pretty rad, but like fucking the biggest problem comes from because like I said, we got the reservation right there, and there's an island in between the United States and Canada that is like neutral territory. It doesn't belong to either of them. But
What is happening right now?
What? I accidentally turned my lights off. 1 sec.
Oh, okay.
Everyone move.
Well, while you're doing that,
But,
I'll ask the next question. At Grape 4PE, I got to assume that's Grape Ape, says, how many times have you broken federal law whilst driving yards around? And then they corrected what yards was supposed to mean.
Jesus,
You can
probably
plead the
not.
fifth on this if you don't want to answer.
Yeah,
I
that's kind of a
don't
doozy.
I've never done like anything that I know of. Like I said, like the whole thing with like that one fucking voicemail that I was being all cloak and dagger wasn't because I was doing anything wrong in the act. It's because I'm not supposed to be talking about it.
Yeah.
Because of HIPAA.
Well, yeah,
but
you
like
just seem like a guy that has weird shit kind of thrust upon him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have an
I-
almost Tom level of existence where just weird shit falls in your lap and then you got to deal with it, and then it becomes
yeah,
you.
pretty much, man.
Yeah, you just
I
sort
like
of fall ass backward into batshit predicaments.
I grew up with like the fucking doppelganger of Keith's mom, and my life's just continued to be fucking weird from there
Oh,
on
yeah.
out.
Yeah. I mean, no,
We're fucking weird. Dude, we could go on. It's
No,
it's
tell me.
fucking weird. Like
Well, yeah, 'cause
seriously,
it's
like
you're like a top, and the lady that sets the top go is like your mom. It's gonna fucking affect you.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like fucking like I've literally had like incidents at Buca de Beppo dragging drunk mom out of City Walk. Fucking like,
Are you just me from a different timeline and like this is where they cross over?
Yeah.
pretty much, and like fucking hanging out in fucking Kissimmee.
You also live
and
in a basement?
posting on fucking Tarantino.info and
That's
shit.
the
We're
weirdest
like-
one, like of
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
weird nerdy ass shit to have in common.
right?
All right.
But yeah.
At Faye Combani asks, what's the fuck you regret most, and has Connor ever considered going gay for pay?
Oh, okay. This is two-parter. Yeah, do you have any fucks you regret, Shortbus?
I mean, my ex-wife, just in general, but that was a lot of fucks.
This is going to be
Listen.
great for your kid to hear someday.
Whatever. She knows her mom's a cunt.
She does now. God
Hell yeah.
damn.
No, she'll never listen to this. Like, no, I mean, just don't ever fucking marry a goddamn redhead. She's a fucking train wreck. She's got...
Oh, I mean, the
She ended
allergy shots alone, it's like having an old dog. Every day you got to fucking feed her a bowl full of mashed up Benadryl and cheese.
You're barely kidding, man. She was fucking allergic to everything. But, like, fucking... No, she hit the pipe pretty hard after we split up, and she ended up having another baby with her stepbrother who's in prison now.
No,
in the
you're
Aryan
talking
Brotherhood.
talking about the half pipe. She became a professional skateboarder, correct?
She went to the X Games, fucked her brother, and then the rest was gross history.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she went to the wrong X chromosome games, and
Yeah, mine's got to be the dog thing. But honestly, that led to a pretty great bit on this show, so maybe I don't regret that one as much anymore.
okay, mine is this girl that came over while my parents were asleep, and just had sex with me in my room, and I turned on all the fans, and I just didn't do a good job, and I felt bad. And she's a nice lady, and I didn't need her pussy, and I wasn't like rude, but I just kind of phoned it in, and
What I love
she's-
about that is the phrase, I turned on all the fans, because I just picture like 90 box fans and her just being blown in a wind tunnel.
Well, I had 3 fans for fucking to try to drown out give me a little white noise coverage.
Yes, the sex fans.
Exactly what they were, yeah. So, like, it sounded like we were inside of a wind tunnel testing new aerofoil designs.
Would you go gay for pay?
Yeah.
That was also part of that question.
I've certainly thought about it, but I think at this point I'm trying to go straight, so to speak, in terms
Yeah.
of where I'm like, all right, well, you could spend some time on this get-rich-quick scheme, or you could just try to make money being a comedian, which you do anyways. That's also something you like to do, that, whatever.
And like
So-
the amount of money they would have to offer you to make you do gay shit is like more than the weird lecherous gay pornography industry is going to throw at you.
Well, I mean, I've had gay for pay offers in my inbox that I didn't follow up on recently, so I've kind of put my money where my mouth is on this. Like after Roast Battle, this guy was like, "I want to buy nude photos of you for my private collection," and I'm like, maybe I can get this guy on the hook for some money. And then I was like, "Nah, fuck it, no, that's not how I went." My mom didn't want me to be a fucking webcam guy. Like, let's.
Yeah. Another thing we don't have in common.
Tom, most regretful
I don't really have one that sticks out. Really, yeah. it
You,
just-
you
I've-
regret them all equally.
Yeah, I regret them. I have general anxiety with all fuck.
Yeah.
All fuck freaks me out. Enjoy until over, and then spiral.
Yeah, I've never like talked to Tom after he had sex, and he's like, feeling great, everything's fine. It's always like, well, this made me wonder what the true meaning of death is. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I get very depressed the next day.
You're pretty young, bud. Wait until you get a little bit older and your shit stops working, man, because that brings a whole new level of fucking want to die after,
Oh, yeah, when you can't get it up, that's a rough one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the problem. It's
What?
when it goes down.
it will
that's
be.
a hard time.
Well, I can tell you where I got my roast battle Viagra if you want to give that a shot.
I've
I
had
never
that
usually
problem.
have the problem at home, but it's like, with like extracurriculars, like you usually end up either getting to thumb it in or you're just like fucking muff diving for fucking 6 hours. Like, no, this is what I want to do.
Hey, well, that means you're a good man because you feel guilty. You're like, oh, no, I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
We can do whatever.
Yeah,
We're
you're
cool.
eating for guilt. It's like I don't know, like a Catholic thing where they give you the bread. I've had that before where like I can't get hard and like I have a big dick and it won't get hard and I could never figure out how to explain that specific pain. And then I saw Infinity War and the whole thing is like the Hulk just won't turn into the Hulk even though he's the Hulk. And I'm like, oh yeah, there it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
That tracks for me. What else we got? At Lucky's here, or at Josh Mang 1, I should say, he says, what do you think is the scariest thing happening right now? Like climate change, the world suddenly being cool with fascism, or maybe even California just always being on fire. Or maybe just what are your predictions for the worst thing to happen in the next 5 years?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Worst thing to happen. I'm not unconvinced that there won't be an alien false flag event.
You've run this theory by me a few times.
My dad's also on this page.
I'm not. It's not likely, but I could see it going down. Yeah, climate change. That one's going to be fun. I've been talking about this on stage, but what I'm excited about is when the coastal America floods and we have to move in with middle America and work that shit out like a 90s sitcom together. And it's like, hey, Salt Lake City, meet your wacky new neighbor, L.A. And then we all just come in on bird scooters, just blowing jewel smoke in the Mormons' faces and trying to grow weed in Idaho. And that's when we're going to either sink or swim as a country and as a people, is when we all are we turn the entire country into a Facebook argument with the population density of Hong Kong centered around Omaha, Nebraska. Then we're going to find out whether or not this great American experiment has really got legs.
Yeah.
So that is pretty scary. That's coming down the pipes.
I don't know. What freaks you out?
I think it's going to be like Trump pulling some Caesar shit and fucking declaring like all elections suspended because
you could either do that or just like be like, I'm not. He could also not run again after he's having a rough time. I think either is possible.
Yeah, but he's been having a rough time since the day this whole thing started, and he just kind of keeps plowing.
Yeah, but there hasn't been an election since the day it started.
I mean, there was the midterms.
Yeah.
Right, but he wasn't running in that.
No, but yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't think he'll not run.
Yeah, no, I think either.
I could see him taking his ball and going home. You know,
I don't know. I think that would look too much like losing for him, though.
Maybe, I don't know. Well, I think he just, you don't deserve me. I'm too cool.
Yeah,
you guys
sorry,
didn't like any of my great ideas.
My dick's too big. I'm going to go be the president of...
Yeah, he's just going to like be like, oh, it's the fucking Democrats won't let me do it, and then he can just fucking be a martyr forever until he fucking dies.
Yeah.
I mean, what he would be now is he would basically be like a modern Barry Goldwater, where they just go to him for like the super hardcore conservative, fun take on everything when shit breaks, and he would just be sort of like this, a weird cult figure if he did that, which would be great because he would be out of everyone's hair.
Yeah, that would honestly be the best case.
I mean,
forever.
he's more excited about the fucking Fox News show he's going to have after he's done being president.
Well, that was the whole shit. He had all these patents for Trump TV around the election, so he had this backup plan if he won. He was going to say it was all bullshit and just make $1 billion just going on TV and doing like the O'Reilly factor, but it's him.
Yeah.
And now he actually has to do it, which is kind of funny.
All right, so we got a real upsetting tweet that I'm waiting for further information on. But it's at Rebel Winter 101 posted a picture of a newborn baby and said, our wife had the baby October 30th to a beautiful baby girl. My wife was drugged up on pain meds and fell asleep. Guess who named the kid? That's right, me. Want to guess what I named her? So I followed up, but I'm assuming this kid has some sort of terrible Mean Boys related name.
Oh, no.
And I'm very worried.
Yeah.
So I'm introducing that now in case we get response before we wrap up this one. In the meantime, Dub Truck Funk says, what's the worst meal you've ever had? Bonus question, worst non-food item that you've ever put in your mouth?
Ooh, non-food item.
Probably grass.
I heard none of that, by the way.
Oh, terrific. What's the worst meal you've ever had, and what is the worst non-food item you've ever put in your mouth?
I had a weed as a child.
You ate a weed?
Yeah.
What kind of weed, Tom?
Just one I found. I found a weed, and I ate the weed, and I'm like, that doesn't taste like celery. And then I said, yeah.
That was, I never told you about that month I was a trans goat.
Were you hoping for celery?
Like, here's I was like 5. I remember this. I go, you know what? We have vegetables. Someone had to be the first person to try the thing. I should
My
try.
kid's fucking 9. Like, I can't get her to eat celery for shit, man.
Well, I was just like, maybe it's a secret vegetable that no one's just put in their mouth yet. And then, I mean, I did the same thing with the battery once, and it wasn't. Yeah, it ended up being not good.
I ate a plastic bag one time when I was like 5.
Okay.
I remember like looking at my poop trying to see it.
You're trying to poop out it. Well, you're trying to give your dog a parachute.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was trying to like have it come out like fucking individually wrapped.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he fun-sized it.
Yeah.
I've licked a lot of batteries as a thing.
And that's just his ex-girlfriend.
Hey, I tell you, what's the worst food I've ever eaten?
I did try to explode a battery. It didn't work. I used the hammer.
I drank milk that was like 3 weeks expired one time. That was pretty gross.
For me, it's got to be. It's honestly, it's the soup. The soup sucked so bad.
Dude, it was good soup.
No, it wasn't. I hated
You
it.
fucking infant.
I mean, I like soup, but like, it's never like, oh, sweet, I'm gonna get me some soup. Like, it's,
I don't even
See,
love soup.
I'm
It's just
definitely
weird
the
to hate it
biggest
this
soup
much.
fan on the show. Soup
Yeah.
is good.
Having any intense feeling, pro or con soup, is weird to me.
Yeah.
If I lost all soup in my life, I wouldn't devastate me, but I'd be upset.
yeah. The non-food thing I've eaten the most of would be like every accessory that came with a Ninja Turtles action figure from 1987 to 1992.
yeah.
Oh man, I would eat the little. You remember the GI Joes that had like the punch out weapons?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would eat those constantly. I was just like,
You're
oh,
like,
there's a little bowl of Fat Kid trail mix. Like,
Well, if I eat the gun, I become G.I. Joe. I have a gun in my
then I
stomach.
shit bullets.
Yeah.
This is-
Then I'll be able to have like a fucking Gatling gun in my chest, like a Gundam.
Yeah. Worst meal I've ever eaten. Fucking probably I was real fucking stoned once and fucking cooked up some shit with some black beans and rice, and I think there was like some like frozen chicken fingers and some calamari, and I think I threw some hot sauce, steak sauce, fucking
everything
peas.
up
I
until the
forget-
squid entered the equation sounded fine.
Oh yeah.
Actually,
Yeah, I don't remember what was in it.
That's a carny gumbo for sure. That's a recipe. That recipe is handed down. Just it's written on the bottom of one of those rubber ducks you try to throw a ring on, and all right, the gray one. That one has the gumbo on it.
I'm getting an update. By the way, the baby was named Lillian, so thank God. I guess he wanted to name the baby Gundam, but the woman said absolutely not.
Oh, good. Wow. Well, shout out to the hospital employees.
Yeah.
I just remembered one time I found sour candy spray. I was like, hey, whose sour candy spray is this? And everyone ignored me. So I ate it, and it was perfume.
Ah,
I like that you thought it was some sour candy spray, which I don't know totally exists.
It does
Oh, it
exist.
does. I've had it.
I mean, I believe it, but
I'm gonna be
perfume is the way more common product.
Yeah. Well,
was-
Tom was like, I can't believe Calvin Klein got into sour candy sprays. This is going to be the luxury candy spray I've been looking
Well,
for.
it was all like pink and purple and bubble letters, and I didn't read it. Who the fuck
see,
reads
here's the thing.
label?
I'm kind of with Tom on this because I remember being a young lad in the full flush of puberty, and every little teenage girl was going over to fucking Claire's boutique and getting that like
Yeah.
watermelon fucking gummy bubblegum body spray and shit.
I was
I
17
smell
or
that shit.
18. No one claimed the sour candy. I wasn't going to continue to see if someone else wanted it because I wanted it, and then then it was perfume. It tasted like wine. It was fucking gross.
Ugh. Yeah,
Wine
well,
is disgusting.
That's the thing about guys. We don't read shit before we eat it or take it. Like with medicine, I was like, there's a girl that was sick in my house, and I was like, well, I got some Zofran for the nausea and some Pepto Bismol, and maybe take an Advil. And she's like, can you take any of those things together? Did you read the box? And I'm like, I never thought about it at all. I just throw shit down, whatever.
All right.
Yeah, I've done lines of stuff I didn't know what it was, and that's bit me a few times.
Oh yeah, you ever find out it was something crazy?
Like one time it was either like heroin or some fucking medicinal version of that, but like I spent like a week just having the shivers and a bunch of sores on my scalp. So that was off
on your
one little
scalp?
fucking bump.
Christ.
Yikes!
Yeah.
That's like one of the worst places.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was odd. It was an odd experience, but I mean, if somebody's laying one out for you, you're not going to ask questions.
Yeah, you want to be rude. Yeah.
Last question, and then we'll wrap
It's
it
like
up
having
here.
dinner at a foreign person's house. It's like, okay, the purple goop is good. Sure.
I believe you, I guess.
This is big in Borat's country. Whatever you say.
Josh Heminger on Facebook wants to know, I want to know Shortbus Murphy's aspersions in life, which I don't know if that's the word he meant, music you like, and dogs you find most attractive.
Okay, so the things you hate, your favorite music, and dogs you want to fuck.
I am.
By the way, Tom stood up and started stretching as though he was like, man,
My
maybe
foot was asleep.
is this puppy doing anything for
advertising
you?
himself.
A sleep
His trick
foot.
says bulldogs too, which is what makes it the most unsettling.
You're
Yeah.
trying to rep for the bull. Like, if you want
dogs,
the fucking
hmm?
dog.
This is my grandpa's high school in Boscobel,
Man.
Wisconsin.
Quick story.
Nobody cares.
I was over at my mom's house for Thanksgiving with my girlfriend, and we were like sitting on her porch, and my mom has two dogs, and they were like running around being all playful, and I'm like sitting there trying to talk to my mom on the porch, and behind her I just see the big huge bulldog just brutally fucking this other dog, like missionary style, which I had never seen dogs do. Like they're really getting weird on it. Like at one point,
Yeah,
one dog
yeah.
is sideways, but like relentless. And I'm like trying to talk to my mom about like family, like, oh yeah, we don't really talk to our brother anymore, but we still love him. And just saying dog nuts, dog nuts, dog nuts. So I watched a lot of canine sodomy. Anyway.
Yeah, you are the expert. I am not a dog person. You set me up. Yeah. I am not a dog person in the fucking slightest. Like I'm like Dexter, man. Dogs can sense my evil, so they usually all try.
Are you a hamster guy? You look like you
just
like
don't
hamsters.
like dogs. I don't know.
You look like more of a bunch of dead cats guy.
Yeah.
Can you confirm?
You look like some of a raccoon you found under the porch type of fella.
Having a pet just means I have to come home at night. So
Yeah,
and I got kids for that.
You do seem like you'd make jewelry out of some kind of endangered species. You're like, oh, I got bald eagle toe rings.
I fucking almost killed an eagle once when I was living in St. Cloud, Florida. Like, fucking buzzed my windshield, and I about shit myself. Not because I was worried about damage to the car, but just because if you kill a fucking eagle, they fine you like a fuck ton of money.
Yeah,
Oh,
they kill
really?
you. Yeah.
Yeah, my mom almost ran over a bald eagle once.
Why do eagles have a better lawyer than me? I don't like that.
I like the idea that if you kill an eagle, you go to eagle court. So it's like you're in a court, but it's just the lawyers and the judge and the people watching are all different eagles.
I wrote a whole TV show for 45 cents an hour, and no one said boo, but an eagle gets a fucking toothache, and all of a sudden it's a federal case. I don't like that one bit.
But to circle back on that question, my music I listen to, I couldn't even like literally like when I say I listen to everything, I don't mean like when people are like, I listen to like all three things on the radio. Like I'm a fucking like relentless hipster music geek fan, but like most of my favorites are like either like Tom Waits and Warren Zevon and fucking Joni Mitchell, yes.
Oh yeah.
And fucking or like just like punk stuff, Rancid and fucking AJJ, and I've been into Ramshackle Glory lately and shit.
Nice.
And then I listen to a lot of like the jam band shit. I've been really into this like bluegrass jam band called Kitchen Dwellers. Which, they're from Bozeman, Montana. They fucking shred. They're really good.
Oh yeah, Keith Ray's new band.
Yeah. I want to check them out. I didn't.
Yeah,
They're honestly not
they're
bad.
The Oxycontin Bickers. Everybody should go check them out on Spotify or iTunes or whatever.
Sounds like my kind
coming
of
back
shit.
on.
Yeah,
Stay tuned.
Okay,
we
yeah.
have to discuss that, but I have some ideas.
Yeah, I
But
want to like
keep bringing
find.
it
I
back
want to
and come
find the
back.
middle ground between like the folk punk and the hippie folk shit and like fucking actual like singer songwriter shit, and that's kind of where I try to make like my music.
Yeah,
which I guess
yeah.
that's my. I assume they meant aspirations and not aspersions.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's. I mean, like I'm 33 and I got kids and shit jobs, so I don't really have like a lot of like hope for life. But
Yikes, man.
I do like to fucking play music and shit. I've been trying to. Lucky Flamingo is the name of my music project. It's a band. I'm just the only one in it.
Okay,
I don't have a
we'll link
ton-
it in the show notes. People got to check it out.
Yeah, and I mean, here's the weird silver lining to that incredibly depressing Willy Loman ass thing you just said. Is like, now that you know it's not going to be a career and you've got your other life going on, now you can just make shit because you want to make.
Yeah, you can just
Yeah,
enjoy
yeah.
it.
It's cool.
You don't have to worry
Well, no.
about other shit. Yeah.
No, I
Don't
don't
worry
enjoy
about
it.
people on the Discord saying that you used to be funnier.
I don't enjoy it in the fucking slightest. Is the thing. I'm doing it out of spite because I got kicked out of the band I was in before, and now I can't let them win. So
Oh, even better.
Well, I don't know, man. Just go be happy then. Just go start an ultimate frisbee tournament or whatever.
what
the
does
fuck
that
someone
even
who looks like you
mean?
does.
Come on, man.
No, this is what you said. You thought, okay, all right, I'm 33. I got a dead-end job at the Canadian border cleaning out bathrooms. Let me introduce spite into this equation, and that'll be the rocket fuel that takes me to the...
Oh shit. Well, man,
I dig
I think we're close to the end here, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show. This was a party.
Thank
this
you
was
guys for
awesome.
having me, man.
Yeah, plug your
I
show
really-
one more time.
Yeah,
What's that?
plug your dates and everything. Tell us everything you want people to check out. I'm excited to give some more
yeah.
Shortbus Murphy in my life.
Yeah, let me do the rundown on JT Habersatt's tour because I'm booking just like one of the shows on December 3rd here in Messina, New York. But
Gotcha.
once I pull it up, November 29th, he's at John and Peter's place in New Hope, Pennsylvania. November 30th, he's at the Jacksonian Club in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. December 1st, he's at Mill Hill Basement in Trenton, New Jersey. December 2nd, he's at Murder Train in Kingston, New York. December 3rd is the show I'm booking at the Del Mar in Messina, New York. That's free. Come on down and hang out with me, especially if you live in like either like Ontario or Quebec. You're pretty close to me. It's just cross the border for a night. Come hang out. If anybody in Burlington, Vermont knows where we can throw him a gig, December 4th, hook that up because it kind of fell through. December 5th, he's at the Shaskeen in Manchester, New Hampshire, and December 6th at the Trigger House in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. December 7th at Baxter Brewing Company in Lewiston, Maine, and December 8th at the Comedy Loft in Chicopee, Massachusetts. So if you're anywhere near any of those shows, go check that out because I'm kind of doing this on his behalf.
Cool, man.
Yeah, yeah. And you're going to be at all those locations too?
No, I got to be at work. I'm probably going to be at the one that I'm booking, and possibly if we can manage to make something happen in Burlington that week, be in that one. But fucking, I just wanted to plug his shit because fucking any Mean Boys fans would fucking love some JT Habersat.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
And go listen to Flamingo AIDS or whatever your band's called.
Lucky
Flamingo on
Lucky-
Facebook, at Flamingo Lucky on Twitter, because Twitter's fucking stupid and flip my shit around on me.
That sounds like a brand of cigarettes they're not allowed to sell anymore.
Flamingo Luckies. Kid tested, kid created, kid approved.
Yeah, it was pretty much like it was inspired by fucking like a Van Morrison song, and I was just like coming up with it. And then fucking I asked my buddy, I had like a couple of different options I ran by, and he was like, I don't know, Lucky Flamingo sounds like a shitty dive bar in Florida. I'm like, that's where I'm from. That's perfect.
That's what I am.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, awesome, man. Thank you for coming on. Do we have anything we got to plug in?
I got shows and stuff. We'll talk about it in the intro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
All right. So we got to figure out how to do this. Fuck everything. God is dead with the delay. So maybe when I get to 2, you just start saying it, and then we'll just say it after 3. We'll see if that works.
Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Fuck everything.
God is dead.
Kinda. We kind of got it.
Kinda.